Here's the tea in Sarasota. The good, the bad, the ugly, and the yummy of afternoon tea. Sarasota, Florida edition. This is my final afternoon tea this year in Florida, and it was tea for one guest at Elixir Tea House on Hillview Street. To begin, the good. Most aspects here were good. I was served a glass of champagne, and the food was waiting when I arrived. Then I was able to choose a tea from a large list of options. I strongly prefer tea to be served several minutes before the plated food, but things are done a bit differently here. So as much as I wanted to try Earl Grey, for some reason I chose the vanilla-flavored black tea. It came pre-steeped and tasted okay. I was told I could have endless tea and try many types. I only had the vanilla one that I first chose, as I got full of food very quickly, with no extra room for tea. Just one of the reasons I prefer to drink a cup or two of tea before I start eating. Only the savory bites and sweets were on the table when I arrived. The scone came warm after I finished my savory items. For the first tier, I got 5 sandwiches. Everything looked appealing on first glance. First, I tried the chicken salad croissant and pesto caprese. The chicken salad sandwich was delicious. It had cranberries and almonds in it, very yummy. The pesto mozzarella was on a baguette and was also very tasty. Next, I tackled the cucumber and turkey sandwiches. The cucumber one was yummy. I liked the tzatziki-like spread and the fresh baguette. The cucumber slices could have been a little bit thinner, but I liked this one. The turkey and cheese tasted fine, but came in fourth for me from these options. There was also a smoked salmon open-faced sandwich, which I didn't eat because I don't like salmon. The 4 savories I had were all appetizing. The scone was served next, and it was slightly warm. It was served with a large madeleine and strawberry jam and real clotted cream. The owner confirmed that it was the green label jar. Of course, it tasted delicious because it was real. The scone itself was the exact same muffin-type scone that we were served in St. Pete's at our last afternoon tea. Right down to the blueberry flavor, the size, shape, and texture, which makes me think they are using a mix for these muffin-like things, or using the same third-party supplier. I was so surprised it was exactly the same. How can that be? As I said in the St. Pete's review, although this scone texture isn't my preference, I do prefer this muffin texture to a hard cookie, like scones. So, this is okay, I guess. Plus, real clotted cream for the win. The madeleine served alongside was fine. I usually find these cookie cake things very dry, and this one was too, so I didn't waste my tummy space on it. Next, I indulged in the sweet tier, starting with the layered almond cake. It was really delicious, light, fluffy, and tasty. Reminded me of tiramisu since it had the ladyfigures in it. Next was the Napoleon cake with its layers of pastry and cream. This too tasted fresh and good. After a couple bites of each, I moved on to tasting the other items. There was a gelatin-based cake slice which had some fruit pieces in it, maybe peaches, maybe mango. I'm not a huge gelatin fan, so this one wasn't for me. Then there was a very large gluten-free chocolate cupcake and a white chocolate-covered strawberry. I do love when there is a chocolate item served, so I was glad to see this, but couldn't eat very much of it. I was so full. Oh, looky, a cupcake and a chocolate-covered strawberry, together on a sweet tier. Ha ha ha, if you know, you know. These cakes were quite large compared to what is normally served at afternoon tea, but things are done a little bit differently here, and that's okay. My favorite sweets were the 2 first cakes. Finally, our gracious hosts wanted me to try this specialty cake from Prague. I believe it was called a Marlenka honey ball. Maybe I am saying that wrong. It looked like a truffle, but it was not and needed to be eaten with a fork. It was really different and I liked it. So I am classifying the food here as good, and since this is a food review, that's certainly a positive. There were no bad aspects here. The service was very warm and welcoming. It seemed clear that it's a husband and wife team running this tea room, and they care very much about their food, their tea, and the experience. In chatting with them just a little bit, they seemed very passionate. Nothing here was exactly bad, but that muffin scone itself was the most disappointing element. The ugly, nothing here was ugly, even if it's not my taste. This tea room is in a nice area of town or city with lots of street parking in the area. This tea room is set up with little private rooms. Look at this cute Alice in Wonderland room, which would be great for a bridal shower. We asked to sit in the main area at a regular table instead of low seating, so it had more of a cafe vibe where we were. This tea room has a small lunch menu and is fully licensed to serve alcohol. It also has odd hours I'm not accustomed to seeing at tea rooms, where they don't open until 2 p.m., so this can be a late lunch experience or even a dinner experience. For the yummy aspects, my favorite bites were the chicken salad sandwich, the real clotted cream, and the almond cake. This afternoon tea was prepaid online using OpenTable and it cost $50 per person. After tax and auto gratuity, the total paid was $63.44, which is about $90 Canadian all in. To me, this price is slightly high for this venue, but given the quality and quantity of food, as well as the unlimited tea options, which are vast and high quality, this price can be justified. Considering all aspects, my Queen of Afternoon Tea rating is 3.5 out of 5 stars, maybe closer to 4 out of 5. Have you been to Elixir in Sarasota for afternoon tea? Would you go? Comment below to share your impressions, and thanks for watching the Florida Tea Tour. The next out-of-province tea tour will likely be Montreal, Quebec, Canada, so if you'd like to participate with a few dollars, the link can be found in my link tree. Thank you for watching, especially if you're doing so on YouTube, tea friends.